Hey, what's up guys? Torvald here with another Abyssal video. This time I'm doing something a little weird. I know you see a regen fit Vigilant on screen. Bear with me, this thing's a lot of fun. It's cheap, entertaining, and it can do T3s. And you know what? If you want to do Abyssal PvP with it, it's cheap, you might get a kill. But here we go, into a T3 exotic. I just love hitting 1000 DPS. Like, it's so fun making things disappear. Tactic with this ship. Bear with me, this is an extremely difficult tactic, so you really got to pay attention, alright? Approach, then hit F1, F2, F3. Alright? Just do that. That's all you got to do, and you're good. Drones are a thing. You got to use them as well. But watch how this thing, once webs are on them, obviously I'm using long range ammo, but look at things just melt under the power of this thing's guns. It's so much fun. These one of the fits that obviously you're not going for maximum efficiency, but it works. Ideally you probably want to do gammas instead, because the tank on this thing is a little rough at times in exotics. And I chose exotic because of the kinetic damage. I was like, you know what? If there's a penalty, then look at that. I can just erase things off the field, no problem. But you're better off in gamma sites where you actually get that shield hit points buff. And obviously by doing almost 1000 damage with close range ammo and drones, you don't really have to worry about the shield buff on the enemies being too bad. But I decided to do exotic just because I was like, you know what, kinetic resistance penalty sounds fun, sounds like more damage. I love it. Obviously you can see I'm making things disappear off grid pretty easily. I don't think anything crazy happened loot wise. Obviously it's just a tier 3, so you don't have anything, you don't have the best income with this thing, but this is a cheap fit, and it does blitz through these sites pretty quickly. Here we are, first room. Obviously, this was an easy room with the frigates, but first room did take about 2 minutes to complete, so nice and simple. This is one of these fits. I don't remember why this is a thing. It's just one of those that I saw. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. I've tried variations of the Vigilant, mainly for Abyssal PvP. But they've all been like derpy, just like weird experiments, I would say. I tried doing a Abyssal PvP one time with a glass cannon polarized fit Vigilant one time, and I was so close to killing a Deimos before. It's one of my past videos. Here we go. This is a fun one with a battleship site. This is one of those where I came in and I was like, alright, not sure how this is going to go, especially with that blue cloud there, and I got a Microwarpdrive straight to him. I was kind of nervous at first, but I was like, alright, you know what? Just kill the spotlighters, get all that extra application ability off of me, and then see what happens from there. My tactic here is to just get on top of the battleship, get within range, orbit him at 500 so his guns can't hit me, get webs on him. You can see I'm definitely trying to take out these spotlighters just because they're giving that guy a little bit extra ability to hit me more easily, so trying to take those out. But now I'm at a point where I'm under his guns. I got webs on him, so I just got to keep this orbit, keep under his guns, and get damage on him and go from there. Hopefully, at this point, this is one of those times where I was like, alright, you know what? I don't think he's going to hit me, so let's just hope this works. And it actually does. As long as I don't put the Microwarpdrive on, this guy doesn't do much damage to me at all. The spotlighters are going down from the drone, so I'm pretty good from this. But I just love seeing those hits. It's really cool hitting that much damage on them and literally just being a glass cannon like this. It's fun. Yeah, that's it. that is the Vigilant blaster fit, shield regen buff fit. I don't know what even. It does the job. Okay. And there you go. You can see I'm making short work of him, kinda. Not really, but he is going down pretty quickly, all things considered. Now that the spotlighters are dead, I can get my drones on him. And we just go from there. He's not been able to... Look at that heated damage. 965 DPS heated on these guns. And the drones I had like... The drones put me at like 1100 DPS with a full flight of Caldari Navy Vespas. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I wish I had a chance to get a fight. I do take the proving conduit at the end of this video. I so wished I had a fight. Nobody ended up coming in. We'll see that later. I'll talk about Abyssal PvP at the end of this site. For those of you who are not familiar with that, it's my main form of content. I did this video because I was like, you know what? Maybe someone will see this and they'll be inspired and they'll want to do it too to have some fun because it's cheap and it works. At the end of the site, I saw a proving conduit and I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. I'm cool with losing 200 mil just for the chance at some good laughs and some great times. But here we go. Second room is down here. Easy stuff. Nothing good loot-wise. Again, this is just a T3, sadly. I don't think I would take this thing into a T4. Maybe a T4 Gamma. I don't know. I should have ran a Gamma site, just a better test. I think a couple things I could do to make a T4 possible. Both shield implants, probably 3% shield implants, the shield capacity and shield recharge. There's another battleship room, and you can see there's the proving conduit. So yeah, as soon as I entered this room and I saw that, I was in just recording mode for a video, but I saw that and I was like, you know what? Let's go for it. So at the end, I will activate that proving conduit. Yeah, a couple things that you could do to make this more effective. You could do the 5%, or not 5%. That's expensive. Why would you do that? You could do the 3% shield capacity and shield regen implants, as well as obviously you can always do the mutaplasmid stuff. I had a bunch of abyssal magnetic field stabilizers just from, you know, entertainment over the past couple months, just rolling them here and there, and I couldn't make the fit. I'm very impatient. I couldn't make the fit. Basically, CPU was a problem. I didn't really toy with it too much, but you could definitely add like 50 or 60 DPS with a couple decent Tech 2 rolled magnetic field stabilizers. Yeah, you can definitely do that. Shield extenders, you can definitely roll those and get a little better fitting. Obviously, there's that, you know, the random factor of will it work or not, will the rolls work. But if you're just using decayed mutaplasmids on Tech 2 items, I mean, I guess after 100 rolls it gets expensive, but in that 100 rolls you should get something good, right? That's what I love about this. I'm sitting here, I've got this guy webbed, obviously with the Vigilance web bonuses, he's not going anywhere. A whopping 29 meters a second, so I'm able to just stay right on top of him, and he's not able to do anything to me. His damage is basically non-existent, which is nice. So I can just sit here and whelp on him and be good to go. This guy moves pretty fast. If you're familiar with the Abyss, this guy moves pretty fast for a battleship. So it's kind of difficult sometimes, even with webs on him. He still move. You have to keep, if your Microwarpdrive fit, it's kind of a tough little spot because you pulse your Microwarpdrive and you got that signature radius boost, making you an easier target. But if you don't pulse it, he's able to kind of pull away from you if you're not webbing him. So this is kind of a fun little situation to be in, where I can just like 90% web effectiveness on him, and just let him not go anywhere. Prevent him from moving and keep damage on him like that. It's nice. But there you go. The shield buffer does work. I just completed this entire T3 exotic site in under 10 minutes. I had 2 battleship spawns, which is really cool. Normally battleship spawns add a good amount of time to your completion, but I had both the Charybdis Tyrannos and the Abyssal Overlord guy, which are normally longer rooms, but I completed it with ease in under 10 minutes, so I'd say pretty successful for what I'm doing, right? And here's where I get the idea. I'm like, you know what? I'm cool with losing this ship. That's a proven conduit. Let's go do it. Right there, that was pretty good. I got a T5 filament, a T5 electrical, the most expensive filament, worth like 23 million. So that was a pretty good drop right there at the end. But I'm like, you know what? Let's go derp around. Let's hop in the proven conduit, see what we can run into. This is my, for any of you who don't watch my live streams, this is my main form of content. This is what I'm always going for. To date, I have like 1,500, I've done like 1,500 T3 sites, mainly because of proven conduits. So proven conduits right here at the end of a site, you have origin conduit or proven conduit. Proven conduits only appear in T3 or higher, and they only appear if a certain number of people are running Abyssal sites. So it's based off population running sites. It is only based off the amount of people running, not where they are in the site. So that's something to keep in mind. But here you go. You activate the proven conduit. You come into this arena right here, and it's an arena. It's literally an arena. It's a 150 kilometer sphere. It's 150 kilometer radius. Yeah, did I say that right? Yeah. From the middle, you have 150 kilometers any direction to the outside. If you go outside of the arena, you take damage, increasing more damage until you die. So once you enter here, you can see there's a timer on the Caldari cache. This is basically the timer for someone to enter. So overall, you have 30 minutes, which is indicated by that purple timer in the top left. Overall, you have 30 minutes, but from the time you enter, there's this 5-minute timer if you're the first one in the site. There's already someone here. They've already been waiting, and this timer stops. So right here, this 4-minute timer, which starts at 5. Once this hits 0, the gate opens, the loot opens, you can take the loot and run. If somebody enters before that hits 0, the timer on the loot stops and the fight begins. And like I said, and when that purple timer runs out, everything in here blows up. Pod, ships, everything, all gone. So stalemating is possible. Ransoming people is possible. That one, a lot of cool stories that come out of that one. Unfortunately, I'll go ahead and spoil it. I think I spoiled it. I think I said it earlier, but unfortunately, I do not get a fight. You can see I'm ready for it. I've got my Microwarpdrive heated. Basically, my tactic here, if someone comes in here, approach, overheat everything, and get maximum damage on them, and hopefully not die. One thing to note, so there is one penalty. Basically, it was a fix to try and fix stalemates. 8 minutes after the second person enters, there is a resistance penalty debuff. Basically 25% resistance drops across the board. Armor, shields, all 4 resistance types, 25% drop. Sometimes that has made fights happen, basically, or cause deaths. There'll be sometimes when I'm fighting, if you look back at my past videos, I'll wait for that all the time. I'll basically try and last until that resistance penalty, and then I'll go all in. Sometimes it's enough, sometimes it's not. Sometimes even with that penalty, we still don't have enough damage or the capability to kill each other. I've had a lot of crazy instances happen at Abyssal PvP. I've seen and done just about everything. Right now, the Ikitursa reigns supreme. That ship is just stupid powerful for this scenario. There's kind of a meta. It's basically the Cerberus, Ikitursa, and Curse are the kings, but you do run into other stuff in here, and you do have, there are chances at fighting other things. It's not always those 3, though, a lot of it is that. I'll do this with a myriad of different ships. My favorite, Phantasm, that thing is a blast. Unless it's coming up against an Ikitursa, Cerberus, or Curse, then it's literally a blast. It blows up. I like the Orthrus. The Orthrus is a lot of fun. I do use the Serb every once in a while. That's my, okay, I've got a lot of ISK. Let's throw some money into it and actually try and be competitive for once. Let's see, what else? Those are the main 3 ships I fly. You can go to Zkill and you can look under Abyssal PvP and actually track what happens and who flies what and what goes on, so you can get an idea. I love this form of content. It's the one place where in EVE you can choose your battles. In the Abyssal Proven Conduits, You don't choose your battles. You get locked in here, and you are here till you both die. And that brings me to another thing, ransoming. Ransoming is really cool because I've made some money off of it. I've heard of some people. Me personally, I was in an Orthrus one time, and I came up against an Ikitursa who was Afterburner fit, and he could not catch me. For 8 or 9 minutes, he chased me around. Actually, no, it didn't even last that long. For about 5 minutes, he chased me around. Then he realized, I can't catch this guy. And my Orthrus is pretty cheap. So, me being the spiteful, petty one that I am, I was thinking, all right, you know what? We're both going to die. I'm just going to kite this guy out for 30 minutes, and I'm going to make sure that Ikitursa dies, just because I hate the Ikitursa. But after about 5 minutes, he messaged me. He said, hey, if you let me kill you, I'll give you 1 billion ISK. And I was like, okay. So I flew into him. He killed me. He sent me 500 mil at the start. 500 mil first, and then after he killed me, he sent the other 500 mil. So we both upheld our bargain. I think the coolest thing I've ever heard was a buddy of mine. He did a Caracal in the Proven Conduit, and he came up against an Ishtar, and he ransomed that Ishtar. He was in a cheap little 30 million ISK Caracal, and he ransomed that Ishtar, got 1 billion ISK out of it. So that does happen quite a bit. Here you can see the 5-minute timer did go down. Nobody showed up. So I get the free loot. The gate pops, the loot pops. The arena is basically closed. Now I can get the loot. Sometimes this loot's really good. Sometimes it's really bad. Right here, it's mediocre. It's like 60 million ISK. I've had this be empty before, and I've had it had up to 400 million ISK. So it can, it's supposed to be worth it. The main point of Abyssal PvP, the appealing part, is the loot you can get. But that is it. If you look back at my past videos, you can actually see me fighting in this. But this is my rough overview of Abyssal PvP. Hopefully you've enjoyed this derping around with a Vigilant. I had fun doing it. It's dumb, but it works. Okay, as you can see. Thanks for watching. I'll put the fit down in the description. If you enjoy my content, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will hopefully pump out some more. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the abyss.